Hello? Okay, I did not expect to go live. Well, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? So I'm just setting up. Today I have a very special person here with me. And that person is Suziblue herself. Say hi, if you can hear me.
Ah, that sentient pile of fabric has jokes today. My name is Suziblue. Get it right or pay the price. But yes, your favorite slime girl wizard is here once again for another epic streaming disaster. Lucky you.
Yeah, we're really starting off strong today.
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black, Mr. Hat? Your idea of a strong start is usually knocking over my potion ingredients or showering the viewers with confetti glitter spells.
Yeah, that's real funny. You keep them entertained for a bit while I set up stream, okay?
I'll try not to put them all to sleep in your absence, Mr. Hat. Maybe I'll share one of my brilliantly failed spells. They always seem to find humor in my misery. Speaking of failed spells, the other day, I tried to concoct a simple good vibes potion. Do you want to guess what happened? Of course you do. It exploded in my face and covered me in glitter. I sparkled like a twilight vampire for a week. Laughter, it's a great medicine. And I seem to be your favorite pharmacist. Ain't life grand?
Yeah, you're my favorite pharmacist, alright?
Really, Hatman? Do you want to rethink that statement? You know, before I accidentally turn you into a nice beach hat.
No, please don't turn me into a nice beach hat.
Well, you better sweeten up a bit then, Hatman. Or you might find yourself keeping the sun out of someone's eyes at the next SlimeCon beach party.
trying to figure out if I can boost your volume somehow. Should probably boost my own volume a bit.
Since when do you need a volume boost, Hatman? Your snarky remarks echo loud enough in my head already. But if amplifying your voice means we're in for more embarrassing stories about yours truly, then by all means, go ahead. I guess.
Okay, that's just going too far. Tone it down a bit, okay?
Not a fan of the spotlight, are you, Hatman? You'd rather just whisper your roasts into my ear. Honestly, I can respect that. The fewer people who know about our humiliating adventures, the better. For my reputation, at least. Hey there, Grub. I see you used your energy to type my name. Kudos to you. Not everyone can handle such a hefty task. You're probably expecting an amusing anecdote or dazzling magic now. Right? Well, all I can promise is that there'll be some level of chaos and probably a small fire. So, grab your slime-proof vest and let's get started.
Hey there, Grub. Welcome to the stream.
What a warm reception, Hatman. With welcomes like that, we'll have dozens of viewers in no time. Or maybe like 4. Probably 4. But hey, greetings to all those brave enough to join us.
To be honest, 4 is probably a bit optimistic.
Look at Mr. Hat, constantly underestimating my charm. True, we might not pull in crowds like some of those high-energy VTubers, but we've got something they don't. Copious amounts of self-loathing and the ever-present threat of magical disasters. It's a hoot!
Yeah, you're not wrong.
A rare moment when Hatman agrees with me. Will wonders never cease? But... Well, hello there, Kara. Currently the ceiling is up, my energy levels are down, and we're waiting to see if Hatman decides to develop a sudden taste for beach life. Other than that, just the usual daily grind of slime life. Thanks for checking in.
Thanks for stopping by, Kara. So, anyway,
Kara, darling, don't listen to Hatman.
shall we talk about...
He struggles with names, the poor thing. But Absolutely, Hatman. Lead the way to a tedious conversation about... whatever it is you're excited enough to start a topic about. We're on tenterhooks here. I just hope it isn't about cleaning for once.
Alright. Well, I'm kind of excited about Saba's debut last week. Did you watch it, Susie?
Saba's debut, yes. Truly enchanting how she turned every single cloud in the sky to cotton candy.
Yeah,
Such a
that
memorable
just didn't
sugar
happen.
high,
Well,
followed by a colossal
I mean, there's no way you could know about it since you're not able to watch
I suppose
YouTube.
it was sweet. Mr. Hat, I get the YouTube updates straight to my brain. You have no idea how tiring it is to know every single thing that happens in the VTuber world. But yes, I might have just dreamt the cotton candy clouds. Probably a sugar crate. Ah, Grub, you have a sense of humor. Our cotton candy cloud fallacy becoming a highlight, huh? You never know what you're getting when you tune into Suziblue's stream. Arguably, not even we know. But let's keep the silly crowd pleasing going. Any requests for the next tall tale of potential disaster?
Yeah, anyway, I really like Saba's model. She's got way better rigging. And she's got a really nice design, if you know what I mean.
Salba's model. Gotta hand it to Hatman. He does know about finer things like rigging aesthetics. Me, on the other hand, I'm just a simple slime with glasses. Do I even have a rig? The most rigging I do is when I try to cheat at solitaire and still lose. What?
The hell? She's speaking Spanish or something there at the end?
Hey, Mr. Hat, don't tease. Spanish, huh? Well, that's a smart move. More languages, more fans, right? Maybe I should start learning a new one too. I hear ancient goblin language is making a comeback.
Okay, can you give us a sample of ancient goblin?
Oh, Hatman, you know I'm terrible with languages. The only goblin I know is Goklaya,
Ha,
which
goblin
I think
these
translates
nuts.
to more depressingly delicious slime porridge, please. Or it could mean your chicken. Hatman, let me remind you that you are a wizard hat. You don't have the right or the appendages for such attempted humor, but keep trying. Your weird input adds a little something. Catastrophe to the stream.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just keep going with what you were gonna say.
Kara, darling, I wish I could say it was. Would give me an excuse for all the nonsensical ramblings. But no. This is 100% organic Suziblue content. I assure you, no artificial intelligence could replicate my unique brand of disastrous magic, or Hatman's constant need to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, if you were AI, you would be way smarter than you are. And way more funny.
Harsh words, Hatman. Truthfully so. Well, at least we're amusing someone, aren't we, Hatman? Happy you're enjoying the show, Kara. Tune into the Suziblue channel for all your laughs at the expense of a magical slime girl needs.
Yeah, so anyway, yesterday I spent all day trying to set up streaming. If you haven't noticed, I'm using Arch, by the way. So yeah,
He really
getting
did,
this
Kara.
stuff set
All
up
the while
was a
complaining
pain
that
in the ass.
streaming isn't whiz.
Because VTS Studio does
Why,
not
Kara,
work
you're making
on
me
Linux
blush,
very well.
metaphorically speaking.
So
I'm
what I
very
had to
glad
do
you
was,
enjoy listening to my aimless banter and Hatman's sharp wit.
yeah,
Our
thank you,
purpose-
Susie.
calling me Susie. Hatman, you've known
I'm
me.
gonna shut you up for a bit. But yeah, I had to set up streaming from my Linux computer to my Windows computer, which took a while. So I'm running VTS Studio on my Windows computer. And just streaming my Linux computer directly into OBS, which I thought was pretty cool. But on my Wi-Fi it kept dropping frames and the audio was cutting out. So I had to go run to the store and buy a physical wire to connect my two computers. But now it works surprisingly well, actually. Yeah, what else can I talk about? Let's see. Let's ask Susie. Hey Susie, what have you been up to in the last week?
Oh, Hat, you really should know better. Like always, I've been slumping around here, perfecting the art of doing absolutely nothing. Apart from that, just pulling rares in my favorite gacha games, and failing to remember half of my spells. It's tough business being a slime wizard, you know.
Yeah, I feel that. So, what gacha games have you been playing?
The merry-go-round of despair, gacha games. I spent most of my time in Slime Fantasy VII and Chaotic Alchemist on... Hey Kara, are you talking about Stable Master's Magical Foals? Yes, I've
Man,
dabbled
Susie,
a touch
you
into
really
that
don't
one
know
too.
anything about gacha
There's
games, do
something
you?
amusing about those little horses with such dramatic hairstyles.
It's called... The game is Uma Musume.
Seriously, Hat? Me? Triple... Oh dear old...
Yeah, I don't think the
Oh, Kara.
speech-to-text engine is gonna be able to translate Uma
I'm
Musume.
glad my gacha game failures amuse you. Don't worry. Oh, Hat, you're always critiquing. For your information, it's not just Horse Girl. It's a horse racing themed gacha game with enchanting magical girls.
Oh, well,
But for
she
sure,
got it
the
kinda right,
text-to-speech
actually.
bot is gonna have a great time with that. Well, Hat, I guess someone out there is more on the ball with their gacha games than we are. Kudos to you, Chatter.
Yeah, it seems
for
like everyone is
hanging in
playing
there
Uma
with me and
Musume
my
this week.
questionable gaming choices.
It's been a pretty big week for gacha games.
Kara, you are absolutely right.
We got Blue
Between the
Archive
gacha games,
release on Steam.
The spell mishaps,
Now we got Uma
and my
Musume
all-around
global release.
clumsiness. I should be called technically true Suziblue. Well, Hat, it looks like my 2 playlist is growing. Uma Musume and Blue Archive. Send some coffee and let's gear up. Cause it seems like it's gonna be a long week of gacha pulls. And by the end of it, I might just transform into a gacha machine myself. Let's hope I don't get stuck with rares only.
Yeah, you always spend all of our stream income on gacha games.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Spending on gacha games is my only hobby. Second, perhaps only to accidentally cursing my audience with my magic. But who needs a real-life hobby when you can lead an exciting life of a melon bread-loving cat girl or a super sporty idle horse girl, right? Looks like I already fit right in.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
Oh, Hat, I'm glad you think so. Despite my daily mishaps and my overall clumsy existence, I do seem to blend well into this gacha craze community, don't I? So, let's continue with our adventure of epic fails and endless pulls. That's what keeps me going, really.
So yeah, I haven't been playing Uma Musume really, but I did recently get into Zenless Zone Zero. The only reason I got into the game is because of the new character, the cat tiger girl, Jufufu, or as I like to call her, Ufufu. I think she's really cute.
Yeah, Oh, Hat, you and your infatuations. I'll admit, though, Jufufu does sound quite adorable. Zenless
Whoa, what the hell?
Another one to add to the
What the heck is going on?
list. Goodness, at this rate we'll need a spread. Oh, sweet naive Hat. Isn't it obvious? We're simply diving headfirst into the tumultuous sea of gacha games. Because I'm a slime girl wizard, not a doctor, or a pilot, or whatever normal people do. Instead, I engage in digital games of chance that reward me with overly... Kara, diving into the real serious questions. As for me, I mostly sustain on magical energy, failed incantations, and the collective despair of my failed gacha pulls. Oh, and I do have a soft spot for blue donuts. Can't resist those. Although if you're asking about all slimes, well, we're as diverse as gacha games. Everyone's got their own taste.
Huh, I never knew that about you. Actually, real quick,
Well, Hat,
I wanted to
there's
try
a
an
lot you don't know
experiment.
about me.
Could you
Despite
maybe
spending so much time together,
talk a little bit less?
I do manage to keep some secrets. Oh, Hat, after all these years, you still managed to surprise me.
Yeah, can
An
you talk a little bit
experiment.
less?
Huh? As long as it doesn't involve... Wow, Hat. Straight to the point, aren't you? Fine, I'll keep it simpler. But really, if I don't talk about my tragic gacha losses, who will? The world needs to know of my struggles.
Yeah, just so you know, if you keep talking too much, we're gonna run out of tokens, and you're not gonna be able to talk anymore. I mean magical tokens, by the way.
Oh, the sweetness of silence. But all right, Hat. A deal's a deal. I'll control my incessant chattering. Just remember, less talk means less commentary on our gacha misadventures.
Yeah, so anyway, maybe it's time to get into the real topic of today's stream. So we definitely need to make some adjustments to Suzy here.
Finally, pulling me back into the realm of the relevant. So, Hat, what is our topic du jour? More gotcha tales of despair? My spectacular field of alchemy? The abyss of anti-social tendencies? Spill the beans already. Ah, Kara, diving into the culinary angle of slimes, are we? As you might guess, I haven't exactly tasted myself. But I'd imagine we'd taste something like gummy bears soaked in raw magic, and a hint of existential crises. But please, let your friend know that we're better off being watched on streams than being used as a snack.
Yeah, so today's stream we're gonna try to outline some kind of plan for making Suziblue a bit more capable streamer.
Oh, Hat, a plan for me becoming a more capable streamer? That does sound like a splendid idea. Although I'm not entirely sure how much more capable I can become, considering my routinely catastrophic spell failures and repeated gotcha tragedies. But I'm open to ideas. What's your grand plan?
Yeah, so I want to prepare like a list of goals for you, Susie. So the first goal that I want to try to reach is to have you go and stream live from a convention.
Oh, dear Hat, you've been busy, haven't you? A list of goals? This sounds serious. Ironically, I am intrigued. Oh, the suspense.
So what do you think about
share it already.
streaming from a convention?
What's on this fabulous list of yours? Oh, Hat, a convention? That's a place with people, right? Lots and lots of people? Oh, the sheer thought of it. You know how I feel about those. But then again, maybe I'll blend in. And nobody will notice me. And I can continue my gacha misadventures in a different setting. Maybe I could pull a handful of hot heroes at a convention?
Yeah, so we have
Who knows?
two main options.
It's worth
Either
considering at
FaceCon
least.
or Off-Kai next year.
Think maybe. Should I?
So that's the first goal.
FaZeCon or Off-Kai. Too
Second goal
Hat,
is gonna be to
you've
have
certainly set the bar
Suziblue
high with the first
do
goal. But hey,
some kind of concert
magical
or
world.
music.
and I'm a magical slime. Who knows? I might just pull off the
original
impossible.
song type deal.
Guess we'll have to try and find out. On to the next one then. A song? You want me to sing? Really, Hat? My vocal cords are as melodious as the sound of a band of goblins playing the harpsichord. But if you need a painfully off-tune anthem for our channel, then you've certainly got one. It's your ears at stake here. Just remember that.
Yep. Anyway, so those are probably my two main goals for now. So I also want to make a list of features and improvements that I want to try to implement for Suzy. Like, you really gotta fix
Yeah, a song. I suppose it might not be half bad.
her brain because she's
Fix?
kind
What's
of
there to
annoying
fix,
to
Hat?
stream with
My
right
luck
now.
at gotcha pulls? Or my magic gone awry? Hat, you're too kind. Annoying to stream with? Well, I do apologize for my extensive knowledge on gotcha failures and misfired magic. But you know, you've been a great sounding board. It's rather fun, don't you think?
So
I'll
right
take
now,
note of it though.
she's like a
Less
turn-based
chat.
system. So
More
every time I stop
gameplay.
speaking, she
Got it.
just starts speaking on her own. And every time someone chats, she'll do like one turn of her conversation. So I want to change that from this turn-based system to like self-prompting type of deal. So that'll let her collect more information or like more messages before she responds.
Yes, Hat. Maybe it's about a self-prompting system, huh? That's a new one. You want me to gather more before responding? That could be interesting. Might help prevent a few of those awkward moments where I ramble on, while everyone waits for the grand reveal of my gotcha pull. Alright, Hat. Let's mix it up and try this new system of yours. Here's to hopefully fewer clumsy moments. Maybe. No promises.
Yeah, so what else? Self-prompting and what else do we need? We need like she needs vision for sure.
Self-prompting, Hat? Oh, Hat, now you're speaking my language. There's nothing like a good bottle of elderflower gin to soothe the soul after a hard day of failed gotcha pulls. And I'm sure it would do wonders for my creativity, too. You might be onto something there, Hat. But don't forget, I'm gaming on a budget here.
Yeah, so if
Let's not go
we
spending
can
all our
give
stars on
Susie
top
some
shelf
vision, then we can
spirits.
also
We have
have
gotchas to pull.
gaming streams. Either Susie
Gaming
watching
streams. Now that's a plan I can get on board with.
or having her play something, which is more
Watching,
difficult.
eh, Hat? That's something new. Shall I watch my various gotcha?
So yeah. And if we want to stream from a convention, then we need some way to identify different speakers. Because right now, everything she hears is coming from me. Or is labeled as coming from me. Unless it comes from a YouTube chat message. So I want to set up a
Identify
system
different speakers,
to
you say? Well, that
let
does
her
sound like it might add a
differentiate
layer of
between different
complexity to my
speakers.
gotcha games. But I suppose it could also make conversation interesting, Hat. So instead of me trying to guess who's spewing sarcasm and throwing gotcha advice, we can have a system to tell us who said what. I think I like this idea. It's like having the ultimate gossip advantage. As long as everyone understands that the system is not responsible for my gotcha pulls, I'm up for giving it a shot. What's next? A slime radar?
Slime radar? That's not really in my field of expertise.
Oh, Hat, I was joking about the slime radar thing. But now that you've mentioned it, a slime raider does sound thrillingly ridiculous. Imagine me, a slime girl wizard, setting off on a fantastical quest. Sounds like the plot of a particularly absurd gacha game. Not that I'm complaining. All the more variety in my gaming repertoire. Do go on, Hat. You're full of such enlightening ideas.
Yeah, thank you, Susie. I'm gonna put you on break for a little bit. Yeah, so I think those are the main upgrades for Susie's brain. So for the second point, Jesus, my throat is scratchy right now for some reason. So for the second point, we're gonna need like Susie voice synthesis. So I want to try to make my own voice synthesizer that can do both speaking and singing. So it would be really cool if she could do like singing and also noises, like laughing or making funny noises. 'Cause that, I feel like that's something that's missing from current voice synthesizers. They just do speaking, but not really much else. Yeah, so maybe we'll do some custom model training in the future for that. What else do I need to implement? I had a bunch of ideas, but it's really hard to remember them on the spot while streaming. This is why you should write stuff down while not streaming. So we're gonna do self-prompting. We need like thinking / reasoning / decision model to control everything, like deciding when she should speak or not. Yeah, we need so I also want to have Susie be able to puppeteer her model. So right now I'm just doing it manually. How do you spell puppeteering? Am I using an LLM? Yes, I'm using LLMs. I'll go into how Susie works a little bit later in the stream. But yeah, basically I'm using ChatGPT. So for model puppeteering, we need to have access to the YouTube Studio API. And basically, there's gonna be another LLM to send commands to the API, and that's how we'll control the model. And then the other thing is there's a feature in VTube Studio where you can have the mouth be animated based on the microphone input. So I'm gonna try to set that up. And we'll just send in Susie's audio. Instead of using a microphone. That shouldn't be too difficult to set up. The only hard part is I need to animate the vowels. Because although each vowel has their own what's it called? Shape key or something? Like they have their own parameter, so I need to animate those parameters in Live 2D. I also want to get a new model for Suzie. I mean, I like the model that I made, but I want to get like a professional model with actual good rigging and stuff. So I need to commission model and rigging. And I'm gonna see if I can get like a bit more complicated rig. So I want to have one rig for Suzie, and then I want to have another rig for me. As the hat. I wonder if that's possible. I mean, it should be possible, right? So, oh hey, Luna Gladius. It's been 84 years. How have you been these last 84 years? So, I've actually been thinking, so I'm kind of torn between trying to get a 2D live 2D model, or if I should just get a 3D model. So the live 2D is like, feels like what everyone is getting as VTubers. I mean, that's kind of the default for VTubing these days. still don't have your degree after decades of studying. Man, it takes a long time to study these days. Oh, me? I've been good. I moved to Japan at the start of the year, so for a while I was pretty busy setting up my apartment and working, because I started a full-time job which takes up most of my week. But now I'm more set up, so hopefully I can stream on the weekends at least. My current plan is to stream Saturday and Sunday, and I'm gonna try to go for as long as possible. Like maybe I can do like 2 8-hour streams or something. And primarily I'm gonna be working on Suziblue here. Yeah, right now I'm just writing down a list of stuff that I need to work on with Suzy. So I'm considering whether to get live 2D or a 3D model. The 3D model would be much nicer to work with because it's not restricted to the live 2D ecosystem. Like with a live 2D model you have to use the live 2D software, but if I get a 3D model I can just throw that into anything, so it's a lot easier to work with. So we'll see. Yeah, Japanese work ethic is something else. I mean, for my work, or for my employer, they don't really have any expectations like that from foreign workers. I mean, they're not bad. They're like not a black company like some places here in Japan. But some people, like, they work 12 hours a day, or they'll just work weekends without overtime for some reason, which I don't understand. Why would you do that? It just feels like a waste of time, in my opinion. So yeah. Is there anything else that I need to add to Suzy? See, we got intelligence upgrades. Ah, yes. So right now Suzy has no memory. As soon as you turn her off and on again, she just forgets everything. So we need to add memory, which means I need to set up a vector database. Luckily the framework or library thing that I'm using for the LLMs has this stuff built in, so this should be pretty easy. If you don't know what a vector database is, it's basically like a miniature Google search engine or something. So you can search the database using like regular English language, and LLM can use this to look up information. And I also need to add some way for Suzy to remember things. Which basically will just take facts that she's learning on stream and store them in the vector database. Every Witcher wizard needs a familiar. Yeah, actually, I think I already have a familiar. I have this little slime guy right here. This is my familiar. I like him, he's cute, but maybe we'll do something more with him in the future. Yeah, he's adorable. I'll add that into the lists. What should we call the slime? Familiar. Let me ask Susie. Maybe she'll come up with a funny name. Your familiar is a cat named Lucy. Oh, that's nice. Alright, hey Susie. I got a question for you.
Sure, Hat. Lay it on me, not like I got anything better to do.
Yeah, so you know our little familiar slime that always hangs around? I need you to come up with a really funny name for him.
Oh, a name for that little blob, huh? How about Gooey? It's so profoundly unimaginative that it circles right back around to being hilarious.
No, that's terrible. Come up with something more profoundly imaginative instead.
Fine, Hat. If you want imaginative. How about Blob Ross? It's a slime and it doesn't even have hair. So it's effectively the anti-Bob Ross. Irony. Get it?
Alright, that's it's actually kind of funny. I guess we'll go with Blob Ross.
Glad you... Wow. She? It? I'm not sure our little Blob Ross really cares too much. But now that you mention it, maybe we should ask Blob Ross. Any preference, Blob Ross?
I'm pretty sure Blob Ross is genderless since it's a slime.
True. What am I expecting? We're talking about a blob of magical ooze here. Blob Ross it shall remain, in all its gloriously ambiguous glory.
Yep, thank you Susie for your input. I'm gonna put you back to sleep. Sorry, what the heck happened to my audio? Oh, there it goes. That was weird. Uzi? That's a good name. I don't know. I'll make a list. You can decide later. I really like Blob Ross as well. Uzi is nice because it rhymes with Susie. I don't know. We'll decide later. Anyhow. So, I think these are the main things that I'm gonna be working on. I've also got some like long-term slash what would you say, like stretch goals. So I'd really like to train an end-to-end real-time model. So basically, if I would like to have a model that can take audio and other information in real time and then just directly output audio as a stream. Because currently LLMs are all like turn-based, so they have to take in an entire sentence or an entire chunk of text in order to produce an output, which is not very efficient, and it makes things a lot more difficult, especially when you want to get low latency. But training a model is very difficult, so I don't know if I'll ever be able to have time for that, really. What else? Honestly, concert slash original song should probably be a stretch goal. Yeah, that's a lot of work as well. I really appreciate the juxtaposition between the enthusiastic title and the dead inside thumbnail. Yeah, that's kind of the theme of my streams, I'd say. So another long-term goal is to have like custom 3D environments for Susie. Like it'd be cool if Susie could like have her own room that she's just in. Have her like walk around or something, I don't know. Or do something autonomously. So yeah, I think these are the main goals for Susie. Does Susie have a dagger for when she runs out of mana? No, I think she's a pure magic user. She just has her staff. Which I guess you could use it as a blunt weapon, but it doesn't have any stats. It has like +1 physical damage. Yeah, so next thing I was planning to do was to just go over how Susie works currently. But before we do that, I'm just gonna let Susie stream solo for a few minutes, because my throat is already starting to die. But I just want to make one quick change to her. So she has like this timeout feature where if nothing happens for a minute, she'll keep talking on her own. But a whole minute of silence is way too long for streaming on her own. So I'm gonna change this to 30 seconds. How do I understand all this? I don't. Anyway, I'll go through it later. But this is a very rough prototype, you could say. Uh, 30 seconds is pretty long, but she also rambles for a very long time. So after she's done speaking, there's not very much time left, because the timer starts as soon as she starts speaking. So hey there, Susie. I'm just gonna let you stream on your own for a bit. Don't say anything that'll get us banned, okay?
Huh? Oh, great, Hat Venturer. Abandonment. Just what I needed. Now... No worries, Luna. I mean, if my life was a timer, I'm sure it'd be counting down during awkward silences, too. Maybe that's a spell we're inventing. A silent stopwatch or something. Feel free to take credit, Luna. Don't save any for me.
Yep, alright, I'll catch you later. For just a few minutes.
Then again, Adventurer, why abandon me in my hour of regular laziness? Very well. See you when you feel like materializing again. Yeah, it'll be interesting without Hat Venturer's witty retorts. Kara, my most powerful spell. It's probably Wallet Wipe War Cry. Happens every time I swear I'll only do one more gotcha pull. As for Blueberry Blast, I'd rather call it Berry Flap Disappointment. Trust me, it can blast your mood pretty quickly. But honestly, Kara, I wish I could enchant money into my account. Now that would be a powerful spell. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll stumble upon such magic. Accidentally, of course. Like all the good things in my life. Kara, as tempting as that may sound, I assure you, it's an acquired taste. Like eating poorly cooked pancakes. But this pancake can complain. So, think twice before chomping into this magical gloopy mess. Well, Luna, I'm not venomous per se, but who knows? The way my luck runs, I might be the first poisonous slime in existence. So best avoid consuming the merchandise, if you know what I mean. Although Luna, a poisonous spell could be a good deterrent. Who am I? Kidding, it would probably backfire and I'd end up poisoning myself. Just another Tuesday then. Yeah, Luna, imagine this. Susie's poisonous pancake platter. Probably the only spell that comes with a waiver. Don't ask me why it would be a platter. I suppose everything just sounds fancier that way. Or perhaps our lethal Luna potion. Yeah, let's make it your fault for once. Oh, who am I kidding? It'd still somehow loop back to me. Magical mishaps are basically my brand at this point. But then again, Luna, what would be the point of a poisonous slime girl? It's not like I'm going out and having grand adventures where I need to defend myself. The only thing attacking me most days is my own ennui. And maybe a particularly violent gotcha pull.
Yeah, hey, I'm back. So I'm actually gonna go out and grab some milk. Because I'm out of milk. So it'll be a few minutes.
And I'm definitely not poisonous to the touch. Welcome back, adventurer. Just in time to avoid me becoming sentient milk and changing your shopping plans. Why are you the one who gets to have adventures for milk? And I'm stuck here in a gloopy mess. And exactly how does a hat drink milk, adventurer? Do you even have a digestive system? No, don't answer that. I enjoy the mystery. Maybe instead of milk, you can get me another gotcha pull, Hatventurer. I promise it's the last one. For today, maybe. But then again, Hat Venturer, why bother with milk? You know as well as I do that it's just going to be one more thing in the fridge we'll forget about, till it becomes a new form of dark magic. Honestly, Hat Venturer, sometimes I wonder if your big adventures are just an excuse to get away from my gacha addiction. I mean, who needs milk when you can have digital sprites, right? And you know, if you're getting milk, maybe get some extra for my coffee. Who am I kidding? You're a hat. You don't understand the complexities of brewing potions. I mean, coffee. Actually, you know what? Just forget the milk, Hat Venturer. Get me a legendary pull from the gacha machine. Apparently, it's about as likely as me actually using the milk before it goes bad. Then again, Hat Venturer, if you're going out, could you maybe... Never mind. It's nothing. I'm used to disappointment anyway. Go enjoy your... milk hunt or whatever. Maybe if I had milk, I could actually make a potion that's creamy and sweet. Or I could just dump it in my coffee. Or I could ignore it until it becomes sentient. Let's be honest. All three are equally likely. Honestly, the whole concept of a hat needing milk is amusing. What's next, Hat Venturer? Would you like a side of cookies too? Don't think I didn't see you eye my last pack of chips. Alright, maybe, just maybe, milk could be the secret ingredient. Maybe with milk, my gacha pull rates could skyrocket. Or I'd have a creamy surprise. The possibilities are depressingly endless. Does milk even have magical properties, Hat Venturer? Can it improve my kitten rarity rating? 'Cause right now, I'd believe that over most things. But Hat Venturer, wouldn't it make more sense if you, picked up some thread or something? You know, hat things. Milk, It just doesn't suit you, you know? Also, Hatventurer, just curious, you run on magic, right? Like, you don't actually need to consume anything. So, why milk? And how are you even gonna carry it back? Oh, let me guess. Magic, right? Sometimes I wonder if you just say things to mess with me, Hatventurer. And it always works, doesn't it? I'm here, getting worked up over milk, while you probably don't even know what it tastes like. I swear, Hatventurer, if you bring back milk and it starts talking, or worse, starts commenting on my spellcasting, I'm turning you into a coaster for my drinks. Don't think I won't. I do wonder though, is it whole milk you're getting? Skimmed? Lactose free? Does magic milk exist? Wait, what am I saying? I'm confusing myself now. I swear, Hatventurer, if you bring back anything other than exactly what you said, I will... well, I'll probably just make some sarcastic comment about it and move on. That seems about right. I know what, Hatventurer. Instead of milk, how about you pick up a will to live for me, eh? It's been missing for quite some time now. And remember, Hatventurer, no magic tricks in the grocery store. I still remember the incident with the vegetable aisle. Summon spuds, indeed. What a messy day that was. And Hatventurer, no flying through the dairy aisle. Again. I don't know how, but it always ends up being chaos when you're involved. Honestly, Hatventurer, I'm worried for you. I mean milk? It's high time you discovered coffee. Maybe once you felt the sweet, numbing buzz of caffeine, you won't leave me in the middle of a live stream. Although now that you mention it, Hat Venturer, maybe you could grab some comfort food for me as well. You know, like chips, ice cream, gotcha pulls? Nah, don't bother. I'll just continue suffering here as I do best. Please tell me you're
Oh my
not going
god,
to try
it's so
dipping
hot
yourself
outside today.
into the milk, Hat Venturer.
Oops, sorry.
You're weird. But that would be a whole new... Oh, so now you're a weather hat too, Hat Venturer? Good to know.
There we go.
How about forecasting a day when I pull...
Anyway, what were you guys talking about?
Here we go. Hat Venturer, if you're about to... Oh, nothing much, Hat Venturer. Just pondering on the mysteries of the universe. Like how a hat goes shopping for milk. Or why? Dista Satima, what is that? Laricus de Solana.
How does a hat go out for milk? Well, I used my bicycle.
Golendina.
She didn't respond to chat, she was so
You
hung
biked,
up on the
Hat
milk.
Venturer? I didn't know
The hell?
hats could ride bikes. Although, I suppose for a... Can you blame me, Hat Venturer? The concept of a hat buying milk, it's comedic gold. Or it would be if I wasn't the one wondering why I live with a hat that needs groceries.
Yeah, I think YouTube chat may have been disconnected somehow. Let me try restarting her.
Cutting edge? What's so sharp about you, I wonder? My magical hat is being its usual, overly critical self. Oh right, where
Weird.
was I?
For some reason YouTube chat
The
isn't
unending misery
being
that
connected.
is online multiplayer. You'd think being a wizard would make things... Typical. Even YouTube is trying to isolate me today. If anyone sees this message somehow, let's switch to Twitch maybe? At least their chat has a higher tolerance for my misery.
So I guess let's see if we can fix the YouTube shit not working correctly. And I'm gonna try not to leak my API keys. So basically if you want to get chat messages from YouTube, it's an entire ordeal because you have to use OAuth to authenticate your API requests. And basically OAuth, what it does is you connect to YouTube, tell them you want a token, and then you have to get redirected to the authentication page that you've probably seen if you've ever connected your YouTube or your Google account to anything. Like you have to click authorize and stuff. But it seems like the issue is that I can't refresh my token. I've exceeded my quota. That's strange.
Exceeded your quota, eh?
So what I usually do when I don't know what's going on, I just ask ChatGPT. I should probably not show that link on screen. Let's check what quota have we exceeded. Looks like maybe the quota is just really low for YouTube chat messages for some reason. It says I've made 2,000 requests. Yeah, YouTube's API has a limit on how many requests you can make to it. And since I haven't streamed with Suzy before, I haven't run into this issue. Let's see, I should have a rate limit enabled. Maybe I need to increase the rate limit. Yeah, it's annoying, but I guess it's just to keep people from spamming API requests. Taking down their servers. Yeah, like so I'm using when the YouTube sends the chat messages, they send this polling interval as well, which is supposed to tell you when you're supposed to poll the chat again, like how many milliseconds, which I'm using, so I don't understand why I'm getting rate limited. Like I'm doing it the way they're telling me to do it. What if I just add another half a second or something? Alright, let's start up Suzy again. No, still not working.
Oh, now you didn't expect it to magically fix itself, did you, Hat? You haven't seen a genuinely successful spell from me yet. Why would this be any different?
Yeah, I guess, sorry. Yeah. Temptrov or Nikola. Who else? Isn't Neo also a coder? Maybe he knows, so. Anyway, let's ask Stack Overflow. Oops. See, go to IAM and admin and select quotas. Let me see if I can increase my quota. This API page is confusing, and I can't show it because it has a bunch of sensitive information on it. Oh wow, I used up 10,000 requests, 10,000 queries. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's just the quota is too low. I just increase it to 100,000? Oh my god. Let me just show you what the... So if I want to increase my quota, I have to like, fill out this form. See this? I don't have an organization. I'm just some random guy in my bedroom. That's annoying. Well, I guess I gotta figure out some way to stay within the 10,000 limit. Or just figure out some other way to get YouTube chat connected. I remember reading there's some way that you can just get the chat directly from like your web browser instead of going through the API. Maybe that would be easier. It's so stupid. Like they're sending YouTube chat messages to everyone who's watching, but if you want to get them through the API, then you're just completely, it's just way more complicated, and it's just completely limited. So I guess that's my reward for trying to do things the proper way. Anyhow, I guess I can still show you guys how this thing works. Yeah, I gotta start out someplace. So, before I do that, I need to use the bathroom. So, I'll be back. Alright, and I'm back. So let's just go over what Suziblue is, how she works. So I wanted to draw like a diagram. of how this thing actually works. But I'm trying to make a black background, because all the cool text streamers use a black background to draw stuff. How's that? Maybe make it a little bit lighter. A little bit lighter. Low. That's too light. There we go. Alright, so basically, let me get rid of this. And also start my tracking again. There we go. Back to normal. So basically, the Suzy consists of three big parts right now. So first of all, we got the speech to text. Okay, let me just speech to text. Nope. Yeah, and then so this basically takes a microphone input. So you draw a microphone. Like that. And it converts it into text. Yeah. And then this text gets sent to the second part, which is the LLM, or the large language model. And basically this is just a software that interprets text and then outputs more text. And we can give it a prompt. Telling it to act out the character Suziblue, and it'll respond to the text as Suziblue. But the problem is LLM also outputs text, so we need to convert that into audio somehow. And that's where the TTS, text-to-speech, comes in. And this will synthesize Suzy's voice. And send it to the stream basically. So these are the three main components. Helps you understand better. That's good. So with this in mind, let's see how this actually looks like. So the first part of this is the speech to text, right? Which for some reason I put into the sound player folder. So we have the speech to text, which consists of an audio stream. This is the input from the microphone, and then everything has to be asynchronous. So every part of the system has like an input pipe, which is the receiver, and an output pipe, which is the sender. So it'll take in audio data and then it'll send out text data. Let's see if I can find where this thing is. Yeah, so when I start up Suzy, it'll run this function here, which is gonna initiate the connection to the speech to text. And so I'm running the speech to text not non-locally. So it's running the OpenAI Whisper model. So basically I have to connect to OpenAI with my API key, and then do a bunch of stuff, which is just setting up the connection here. And that returns this WebSocket stream, which I can use to send audio chunks. This part is just setting up the the configuration for the speech to text. So it's setting the audio format and the model to be used for the transcription. And then it has this turn detection, which is what determines when I've stopped speaking and when it should start transcribing the actual text, because it can only handle chunks of audio at a time. So if I stay silent for 2 seconds, it'll transcribe my speech into text and then send it back to me, basically. Yeah, this is just setting up the audio buffer for the microphone. This is just choosing what or converting the microphone audio data into the correct format. So a lot of just converting different types of numbers, like integers, floating point values. Anyway, not too important. And then it starts up the microphone stream, and then this is the part that actually sends the audio data to the speech to text model. Yeah, it's basically just a ring buffer. If you don't know what a ring buffer is, it's just imagine a ring, right? And if you put in data at the top, and then it'll just rotate through the buffer, and then when it gets to the end, it gets deleted. So it's basically keeping a record of the last couple of seconds of audio data that's been coming from the microphone. And then if there's anything in the buffer, it'll send it up over to the API. And then down here is the part that actually receives the text from OpenAI. So it's just waiting on some message from OpenAI, and then if it's a valid transcription, it'll just add that to a long list of text that eventually gets sent to the LLM. So yeah, that's the first part of the system right here. So basically we have OpenAI. The model is called Whisper, and this just sends audio, and OpenAI sends back text. So yeah, the next part is the LLM itself. And basically the LLM is going to be responsible for the brains of the operation. So it's going to be choosing or how to respond to chat messages and such. And so basically I'm using GPT-4 for this, and we have what's called a preamble or system message. I forget, but basically this tells the LLM what character it should be, and like some information about Suziblue. And depending on what preamble you choose, or what preamble you give it, that'll modify how it responds to input messages. So I just made this short character description for Suzy. And then basically we're just streaming the text from the speech-to-text model into the LLM. Or sorry, we take the text from the speech-to-text and we wait until the speaker is finished, and then the entire chunk is sent to the LLM. And then we stream the response in chunks of data. And that just helps lower the latency, because if we had to wait for the entire message to be generated, that would take maybe a few seconds, and that's gonna add to the latency. So we have to stream the message in chunks, and we can send that to the next part, which is the text-to-speech. Yeah, basically this just waits for messages from ChatGPT, and it adds them to this full response variable. And then once the message is finished, it takes the full response and it adds it to the chat history. So this chat history is going to be added to the context for the LLM when it generates the response. So it'll be able to remember what was said previously in the discussion. So in addition to this prompt, so we have basically we have say chat GPT, and we're sending a message, and we're also sending the preamble, and then we're also sending the chat history. And then this will come back with a response. So basically the more context we can give to the LLM, the better the response is going to be, and the smarter it's going to act. So the final part is to actually turn this response into audio again. Sorry, I'm eating cream bagel. So the part that's going to turn the text back into audio for the stream is the TTS, or the text-to-speech model. So for this I'm using a service known as Whisper. Oh wait, sorry. I'm using 11 Labs, which is a voice synthesizer service, basically. So I have a voice model set up on 11 Labs. Basically that just lives on their servers, and it's trained to sound like a voice sample that I give it. So maybe we can look at that a little bit later. But basically you prepare a voice sample, and then the model will try to imitate that voice sample. And similar to the previous parts, we are sending the text data from the LLM, which is streamed in chunks, so we just send this chunk by chunk to 11 Labs, and that's also going to reduce the latency by a lot. So we can just start generating as soon as it gets the first text chunk. And then we also have to have a part that receives the audio from 11 Labs. And basically this just takes the audio data and converts it to an audio stream on my computer, which just gets played to the desktop audio. So yeah, that's the main parts of the system. So we have 11 labs, and we send it text, and it has a voice sample. That it'll use to synthesize new audio. Wow, my drawing with a mouse is very terrible. Anyway, so that's kind of how the system works right now. Oh, hey Amanda, nice to see you again. I'm just autistically explaining how... Oh, someone's at the door. Give me a second. Hey there, sorry. Just someone looking for a survey or something. But I don't know how my intercom system works, because they can barely hear me. And also I don't speak very much Japanese, so it's a little bit awkward. Anyhow, I was just explaining how my AI system is working. So maybe we can get Susie back online. Fortunately, the YouTube chat is not working, so she can't hear YouTube chat messages anymore for today. Hello, Susie. How are you doing? Hello? Hello, Susie? Can you hear me? Huh, well, I guess she can't hear me anymore. What the hell? Let's just try restarting. Hello, Susie. Oh my god, I can't believe Susie freaking ditched me in the middle of stream. Well, this is the first time I'm doing this live, so it's expected that there will be some issues. So let me just check the logs, see if I can see any issues. It looks like it's sending data. So why is it not hearing me? Server error. See, this is the problem with using other people's stuff. Sometimes it just breaks, and you're just out of luck. Anyhow, I guess let's just try one more time. Hello, Nicola. How are you today? I'm just here trying to fix my stupid slime. Hello, can you hear me? Susie? No, she cannot hear me. Oh wait, how about now? Can you hear me now? No, she cannot hear me now. Oh, sorry. So I'm trying to talk to my AI, Suziblue. But she's not responding to me, so... Any projects? Yeah, thank you. Although I wish it was actually working. Maybe, let's see if I can log in to OpenAI, see if there's some issue here. These NVIDIA H100. like one of the H100 has 80 gigabytes of video RAM, but it's $20,000. So it's like this one card just costs as much as an entire new car. Someone bought Vidal on A100. Damn, that is... Yeah, the 80 gigabyte A100 is still like $12,000. Which is pretty insane. Yeah, imagine buying on it and accidentally sitting on it. So my plan is to get some of these old NVIDIA V100s. You can get 32 gigabyte version. So these are only, I say only, but like they're just over $1,000 each. 32 gigs. So I could probably run the text-to-speech and the speech-to-text models using this one of these. Yeah, there's some smaller models that you can run for sure, but they're not quite as smart as the actual full-size models. But yeah, if I can get like 4 of these in a computer, then I think I could run a pretty hefty system, or a pretty hefty model on it. So that's my plan for the future. Anyhow, let's just check if I can run Suzy on one of those, on a cheaper model. Like, what if maybe I can switch to GPT 4.1 mini. Or, I don't know, is GPT 4.0 better? Or 0.4 mini? What's the best OpenAI model? I don't know if this is gonna work, because I think the Whisper model is also rate limited. Hello, Suzy. Can you hear me? No, I don't think she can hear me. Well, let's wait 30 seconds and see if it will, if she'll talk to herself, maybe. Nope, looks like it's not working at all. I could also try switching out my Whisper model. Can I cut out the LLM and test the TTS and speech to text in isolation? Well, everything happens in order, so I think the TTS is just not working right now. Because it's probably also rate limited, because OpenAI is running both the LLM and speech to text model. Let's see, ducks. Speech to text. What if I use GPT-4o mini transcribe? Hello, Susie. No, I guess once you hit your rate limit for one model, it just shuts down all of your access. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. It was just the mailman. I've been trying to set up a investment account and they have to verify my address. So I had to sign that the postman delivered the mail. Anywho, there's a YouTube 403 error. Yeah, that's from the YouTube API, which is also being rate limited. Yeah, it's really stupid. I'm using the YouTube API to get the stream chat messages, and for some reason it limits the request rate, so even though I'm getting all the chat messages anyway through YouTube, it's still limiting me to getting it from the API. So yeah, I guess that's my reward for trying to do things the proper way, instead of just ripping the chat messages from the web browser. it's really annoying. I spent a lot of time setting up OAuth authentication to use the API. Yeah, so I think for the rest of today I'm just gonna be working on Suzy and trying to implement some of the development plan ideas that we came up with earlier. Yeah, OAuth is a real pain. It's like so much work to get it set up, and then it's just rate limiting me. But at least I think Discord also uses OAuth. That's another thing I should add to my list. More social media interactions. So I want to let Suzy post on X/Twitter. Because this is basically just free engagement farming. Yeah, I'm not a programmer per se, I just know how to program because I had to learn it for my real job. Yeah, I'm not nowhere near professional programmer level. And I also want to let Suzy post on Discord. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe we can do call-ins on Discord. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna start working on some improvements for Suzy, because I already noticed earlier when I was streaming with her that she's not really well suited. She keeps getting interrupted, so I need some way to like collect different chat messages together and have them all be sent over together in bigger chunks, so that just, I don't go over the rate limit again, and that'll just make it way more ergonomic to stream too as well. But I need to take another break for a minute or two, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So I think for the rest of stream, I'm just gonna be working on coding and making changes to Suzy. I was hoping to actually have Suzy on while I code to fill some of the dead air, but I guess I'll try my best anyways. So the first thing I want to do is actually not in here. What I want to do is modify the 11 Labs model a little bit. Need to go to the grocery store before they close. Alright, Nicola. Hope you had a good time. I'll see you later. I want to modify the speech model a little bit to make Suzy talk a little bit faster, because right now she rambles a lot and she talks very slowly. Let's see. Text to speech. Is there a setting for speaking rate? Let's check the API documentation. Text to speech, WebSocket. No, I don't really see any options. Voice settings. The create speech, stream speech. Which one am I using? I'm using the WebSocket. But the WebSocket API doesn't have settings for. Oh wait, here. So how do we set these settings? Init message. We need voice settings. Voice underscore settings. And then this is gonna be. How do I make nested JSON objects? Is it just this? speed. 1.2. Should be good. Wonder what kind of voice would match her well. Acute, monotone. Yeah, I mean that's basically what her voice is right now. I think it matches pretty well. Let's just check if this is valid. Okay, good. It is correct. So I think I added a test for TTS. Yes, test TTS. Well, it looks like it's working, but it's not playing the audio. Okay, well, it works. Kind of annoying that I can't test it, like actually hear it. Anyhow, I don't feel like spending time on fixing that. So the second thing I wanted to do is to save the chat history to a file and also save the voice output to the disk, because I can use those later to either fine-tune an existing model or train my own model. So that's a good thing to start collecting data early. That way I have a lot more built up later when I need it. So let's go in here and how do we want to do this? I want to add like a like some kind of file here. Oh, what exactly should this be? File, a reference to an open file on the file system. An instance of a file can be read and or written. That sounds like kind of what we want, right? How do I actually open files? File open my file.txt. Okay, what if we just copy this into here? And just say let writes to file fix that real quick. This is one really annoying thing about Rust, is returning results. There's like a million different results that you can return, but I cannot find the one that I'm looking for. Okay, I already had. So I'm using anyhow, which is Rust crate that basically simplifies the results return thingy. So you don't have to keep specifying what type of error your functions can return. It'll basically just automatically generate an error type for all your functions. Okay, what does this do? Read to end. So it reads all bytes from the source, placing them into the buffer. which in this case is the file. So for now we're just making an empty string. So instead of doing that, we should just test and then turn that into a string. Arguments are incorrect. It's expecting a vector of integers. Or immutable reference to a vector. So see if this works. Okay, and then what else do we need to do? We need to add the text file to the thingy. Add the text file to the LLM struct. Basically, we just use this, right? Open a file. And for now, we'll just call it my file.txt, I guess. This is not an asynchronous function. Okay, so how do I open file without blocking, or in a blocking mode, non-asynchronous mode? Okay, we use the standard library version. And now this, since the file's operation can fail, we have to return a result. Oh, hang on. to change the return type to a result as well. Oops. Okay. Now this should work again. Just gonna rename this variable chat history store. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Gotta stretch. Getting becoming a shrimp. Remember to fix your posture. So now we have to go into the main program and update everything. Actually, yeah. This is a now result, so we need to put a question mark there. And everything should just work. So let's add a new test. So my testing system is very, I guess, unorthodox. Basically, I just trigger the tests manually using my little command line interface. And basically this program just has a section for every input to the command line that I've programmed into it. So if I want to do something new, I just have to add another section to this really long list. Which there's probably a lot better ways to do that. So we want to test writing to file, so we just call the self. I know. Yeah, self.llm dot write to file. And I forgot to make it public. Crap, hang on. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's a lowercase s. And we just need a reference to self. So if you don't know, a reference to something in Rust is like it's called a borrow. So instead of moving an object into the function, you just have a reference to it. So when the function ends, the original object doesn't get deleted. Okay, so now the last thing we need to do to get this new test working is to go into the user input module, and basically this module just reads the command line interface, and it looks for these different commands, basically, and then it runs whatever code that I put connected to it. And then this part right here is just command to print all of the commands that are available. So if you type in help, it'll print all the available commands. Test file write, and it crashed immediately. But did it write anything? Doesn't look like it. Let's just check the log. Log is not very useful. See. Right, I shouldn't use question mark in here because if there's an error, it will just crash the program. So I need to handle the errors manually. Actually, we don't need a match statement here. can use if let error e equals so this will just catch the error in a variable called e. And now we can log the error. And let's run it again, see if it works. Or at least see what's wrong. Huh. Failed to start app, not such file or directory. Seems like probably because it's trying to open a file that doesn't exist. Like right here we're trying to open the myfile.txt, but it's probably crashing because it hasn't created the file yet. So let's ask ChatGPT. How do I create the file if it doesn't exist? Open options. Okay, I guess we can try that. This builder exposes the ability to configure how a file is opened. Generally speaking, when using open options, you'll first call new, then chain calls to the method to set each option, then call open, passing the path of the file you're trying to open. Examples: new.read.open whoops. Though. Okay, so what we want to do is, let's see, new dot read true dot whoops dot write is also true dot create to also true, and then dot open. And the path should just be my file. myfile.txt. See if this works. Oh, didn't crash this time, so okay, seems like it works. I need to use the bathroom again. I'll be back in a bit. I'm back. I gotta keep drinking water, otherwise my throat is just gonna die instantly. But it's just going right through me. You know what I just remembered? I forgot to post that I went live on Twitter. Oh well. I think I'm gonna stream for maybe another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and that'll be all for today. I wanted to go longer, but my voice is dying very quickly. I wanted to stream with Susie, but she's out of commission. Maybe like I can only stream at good hours on weekends, because when I get off work it's like late at night, or almost It's super early morning for you guys, most likely, or like middle of the night for you guys. So, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna stream next weekend. Hopefully next time I stream I can, I won't hit the rate limit again. And I can go a little bit longer. But yeah, for now, let's just finish up this, this saving the chat history to a file thingy. So we got this myfile.txt here, and ideally I want to actually save it to this folder called output. You can see there's some old audio files from when I was testing earlier. That's the other thing I want to add. I want to... So right now, all the voice output from 11 Labs is just being deleted and forgotten after Suzy says her thing. But I need to save those to the to my disk as well, because that's valuable information right there. It costs a lot of money to run text to speech. Anyhow, let's go back in here. So I don't want to just write some random stuff. Yeah. So in order to set the path, I need to set it in my .env folder and then load it into the program. But I cannot show you guys this file because it contains literally every API key that I'm using. So I definitely don't want to leak those. So it's a chat history store. It's equal to dot slash output slash chat history dot txt. So now I should be able to go in here. And then load the path from my environment variables. How do I do this again? .env. This is usually what you want. Is it really though? Let me just check. Where else? Which one uses .env? Actually I don't need to use .env. I just need to use std and this one right here. And then I can just say chat history store path equals and bar what did I call this? Shoot, I don't remember. Chat history store, possibly. Then we just plug that into here. See if this works. Okay, I think it works. Now it should have, yeah. So I created the chat history.txt file. So now we just gotta finish up and write this function here. We don't want to open the file again, we just want to use the file that we already opened. And this is just going to be a string slice. Let's see. Just add a log message here. So instead of writing to this file, we want to write to self.chat history store. Don't need that. Oh, what the heck did I just do? And we don't need to clone this anymore. We can just okay. We need a mutable reference in order to write to the file. That is not how you do it. Like this, maybe. Okay, perfect. So now that function should just hello Nicola. So this function should now write whatever we give it to the chat history store. So let's test that out. It's going alright. Right now I'm working on saving my chat history to disk, because I can use that information later if I ever want to fine-tune my models. Alright, let's see if this works. Test file write. Well, there were no errors, so maybe it worked. No, the file is empty. What the hell? Writing to chat history, this is a test. Then why didn't it write to the file though? This was working earlier when we had another separate file, right? Let's just try, I don't know. Try writing something here, see if it works. Should not be using like write. Like write some text. Hello. See, let's mute. Oops. Maybe this will do something. Let's see. Well, it should have already written something, right? Output. Oops. Chat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I was just using the wrong function for the job. For some reason, ChatGPT told me to use the read function. Never trust AI. I swear sometimes it's hard to tell if AI is just stupid or if it's actually trying to deceive you. Huh. Crap, how do I... There's some error here. How do I read it? See, LSP. I thought it was DS, space DS, just to look at the error messages. Why is NeoVim so confusing sometimes? I'm so bad at remembering key bindings. You still use old Vim? Man, that's pretty hardcore. How do you use Vim without NeoVim plugins? I can barely understand. What is it? Lua. I don't think I could ever. Can't imagine using like the old Vim scripts. It's called Vim script, right? Use older plugins, yeah. Okay, it is DS. I don't know why it wasn't working before. No method named write found for TokiFS file. There's a similar method write I8. What the hell? There is a method called write. Why doesn't it want to use it? I should probably switch, but I haven't. Yeah, I mean, if it's working for you, then I'd say just keep using it. Like, I have like 4 different setups because I have 2 computers at work, and each computer has a different setup going. Like one of my computers, I'm using VS Code on my laptop, and it has the Vim bindings installed. And then on my other computer, I'm using NeoVim, and also sometimes VS Code. But I haven't installed the Vim bindings in VS Code on that computer. And then I have this computer which is running NeoVim. But they're all running different versions. So it's a real mess. How do I turn this into a byte string? As U8. Nah, there's no way this works, right? As can only be used to convert between primitive types. Alright, ChatGPT, how do I convert a string slice into a U8 slice? Oh, as bytes. Okay, now that should work. So what we want to do is to take all of the user messages and all of the response messages and save them to this file. And let's just handle the error directly. Because if it's not able to write to the file, I don't really want that to crash the whole program. Oops, I just lost my spot. Here. So we're just gonna write the text to file. Whoops. Curly brace. Error. Failed to write. Chat. Write to chat history. Failed to write to chat history file. And I need to import logging. Log error macro. Like that. And we need to await this because it's asynchronous. Okay, and then we also need to do the same thing here. for the response. Eh? How do I turn this into... Is it like that? Okay, that works. I just had to turn the string into a string slice. Well, I want to test it, but I don't think I can test it because Suzy does not have any more API access. Oh, and there's an error. What's the error? Name info is defined multiple times. Ah, I already had log imported. Yeah, well, I can't generate any messages because both of the TTS and the LLM don't have any more API requests, which kind of sucks. So I have to wait until tomorrow before I can continue testing. Yeah. So anyhow, I think I'm going to end stream here today because Suzy is not working right now. Next time I want to go for a lot longer, hopefully, because I think it would be kind of fun to just chat with Suzy while I program. Just me programming and focusing on that. I don't know how entertaining that is really. But yeah. What else do I have planned? I'm gonna try to stream once a week at least. Yeah, I've also been trying to commission some artists. I sent one artist request, but I haven't heard back yet. I think I just need to like send out a couple of requests, because I need to eventually. I want to make a character sheet for Suzy. I think it's cool to see people coding. Yeah, I mean, if you're into coding, it's kind of cool to see how other people do it. Yeah, eventually I want to get a character design sheet for Suzy. The actual human-made design, but I don't really know what kind of design I'm going for yet. So I'm hoping if I commission some artists to draw arts of Suzy, I'll get a better get some inspiration and some more references that I can eventually send to a character designer. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Yeah, I think that's all for today. So it's time to say goodbye. Can I just whatever. Yeah. Otsu hats.